Hey, yo everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video. And I know it's been a while since I've been on YouTube, probably a good 2 to 3 weeks maybe. And there's a couple good reasons for that. So before I actually get into talking about what I'm going to be doing next on YouTube and how I'm going to be approaching things and my general overall kind of game plan going forward, I kind of wanted to sit down and talk about what's been going on in my life and really why I've been delayed on stuff and really where my headspace is right now, because a lot has been changing the past few months for me, and more importantly, really the past few weeks. And not necessarily in a bad way or in a good way, just in a different way. In saying that, this is going to be more of a casual video. It's not going to be very formulaic. You're going to hear me say and like a lot. Because I really am just doing this off a whim and really just throwing all my stuff at the wall. I really wanted to think about how I was going to approach talking to you guys about this stuff, but really I have no approach. So I'm just going to vomit information on you. I hope you're all ready. So really there's been a few major reasons why I haven't been on and doing my weekly comic load. First and foremost is the past few weeks I've had to work the weekend, so I really haven't had a chance to actually post up a video and take the time to do that. And that's kind of a big thing. Like this weekend I had to work both days alone too, no employees. One of my employees got promoted, and then I had no one else to cover for him. But that's really kind of a more minor reason. I've been able to post up videos on weekends that I've worked beforehand, but there's been a couple other reasons. Recently, I want to say in the past year or two, I've been kind of re-examining myself, right? I've been doing a lot of things to kind of do that. I've been listening to a lot more philosophy. I've been reading a lot more books. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, really, motivation podcasts. I've been kind of really digging deep into what is happiness and what is going to make me the best me I can be. And let me preface by saying that, right? What makes happiness? I'm not a depressed person. I'm not an upset person in any way, shape, or form. So don't think of this as some kind of cry for help or something. But really, my late 20s have been an interesting time of navigating. I think it is for a lot of people, right? Your 20s is kind of an odd area because that's really where you're kind of getting your footing, and it's kind of tough to do. So really, I've been trying to backtrack and think about the things that have really made me the happiest and why I don't have those anymore. And one of the things has been really my health and my physical condition. I have been out of shape for a while, and I was excessively out of shape. And I really wanted to get back to being in good shape. If any of you guys follow me on Instagram, you notice I've been putting a big push to A, losing weight, and B, getting muscle back. Been doing pretty good, I like to think. Not showing off, I'm just, I've been really pushing, hitting the gym 4 times a week, really being diligent about what I eat. I only give myself one cheat day. I mean, I've talked about this before, but it's really kind of encompasses my life, and and because I've done so much of that, it's really kind of rearranged how I prioritize stuff. So indirectly, that's been affecting me putting out videos. But in addition to that, I've kind of also looked at my priorities on when I get home and really what I throw my time into. I don't want to rush playing a video game anymore. I don't want to rush reading a comic. I don't want to have to keep up to date with stuff just for the sake of keeping up to date with stuff. So I've been reading things a lot more casually at my leisure. Like I'm looking right now at the new Teen Titans crossover with Deathstroke over there, and I really want to read it. But I don't want to be rushed into reading it. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't really been posting stuff, is because I haven't really been rushing into reading stuff. So I don't know where that's going to stand with the weekly comic reviews. That, and also I've been really focusing a lot in on my family, because I love my family. And I think as I get older, I kind of re-examine my purpose, right? And who I am and what it means to be me. So my family is a big part of that, and that's why I want to give them as much focus as I can. So usually when I get home, I'm spending as much time with my kids as I can, and the remainder of the night with my wife, which gives me, again, very little time to kind of do this stuff. And I'm happy doing all this. I'm happy getting back into shape. I'm happy being a little bit more casual, reading my comics, and I'm happy just, chilling with my wife. You know, it's, again, rethinking things. I think because of the monotony of work and because of the monotony of your day-to-day life, you get caught up in the stuff that you used to do or the stuff that you would regularly do, and you miss it. Like, I would grind into a video game just because I'm like, I don't get to play video games as much as I used to. Or I would grind into comics, literally grind into comics because I'm like, I need to catch up or I need to do X, Y, and Z. And ultimately, I don't think it's been serving me the right way. So that's why I kind of re-examine things, and I've been very happy doing it. And don't take this the wrong way. I love the channel, and I love doing the video reviews, but I love being happy more. Plain, flat, and simple. Now, does that mean I'm stopping my video channel? No. God, no. Listen, I'm not a huge YouTuber. I'm not Emergency Awesome or Cutie Pie or Smosh or anything else that has, you know, a lot of subscribers. I have a very modest some subscribers, and I love you all because you guys are the ones that stuck through me for the past 9 years, and I've enjoyed every little bit of it. But I kind of want to change my format of how I'm approaching comics, and really what I kind of want to do. So I want to show you something. I've been thinking a lot lately, and this is by and by my favorite comic book cover. This is Batman 608. Wow. 608, and this is my copy, right? I love this comic cover. One, because it's done by the fantastic Jim Lee. Number two, it's the start of probably pound for pound my favorite Batman story arc, which is Batman Hush. And this comic in particular is signed by Jim Lee. So I show this because I've been looking at this a lot lately. Like, if you look at my phone, right, if I open it up, and I'm watching the Orville before I came up, like if I slip through my phone, right, Batman, right, I can go to all my apps and he's back there, but Batman, and I've been really digging deep into Hush a lot lately. I've been rereading Hush, kind of getting a feel of it again because I kind of wanted to go back to basics on the comics I love. And I've been digging deep into it with the DC Universe app. That really fantastic app if you wanted to get into a story arc. And again, getting back into Hush, I'm reliving the stuff that I love about it because Hush was the comic that kind of reinvigorated me reading comics. It was my gateway back in, in 2002, 2003 when the comic came out. Really, I started to get heavily back in around 2006. But Hush is still, I think, pound for pound my favorite story arc. I think it does so many things well, and it's done by my favorite artist, Jim Lee. I mean, look, I have basically Jim Lee action figure, signed Jim Lee stuff here, Jim Lee there, Jim Lee everywhere. Like, I love Jim Lee's art. But in doing that, it kind of brings back to the stuff that I kind of want to go back into, kind of long-form discussions and reviews and talks about story arcs, right? And I want to do it at a pace that feels good with me. I don't want to just be busting out videos for the sake of busting out videos. That's not what my channel should be about. It should be about doing stuff because I enjoy doing it. So there's a couple comic videos that I want to do. Three of them. One is I want to re-review my old story arc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to delete a lot of my old videos that I don't need anymore. Because I have thousands of videos and I wanted to slim it down and I want to do a playlist of story arcs and kind of just do a video of those story arcs and give an updated view of those story arcs. That's kind of how I want to approach things. Although that could take years for me to go through all my comics again. I may not do everything, but I really want to do that to kind of update everything and kind of give a review like I did back in the day. And Hush will probably be the first one I do. Number two is I really want to do a gateway drug for Batman fans, people to get into Batman comics. So I'm going to do a top 10 Batman reading list, like a beginner's guide to Batman. What are the 10 story arcs you should read that are essential to read to get into Batman? So that's another thing I want to do. But I also want to do discussion videos. And I want to talk about, like, I did a video of who I think the best Batman fighter is, but I want to do a lot of theorizing and, like, why does this person do the thing that they do? Or how do you go about... I'm just blurting diarrhea out of my mouth at this point. But I really want to have kind of thoughtful discussions about comic stuff. But I realized something that just sitting here and talking, I don't know if this is enough for people, but I want to kind of do some editing in it too. I want to have some pictures up while I talk and maybe a little bit more scripted, just so that it's a little bit more polished. I don't know when I'm going to be doing all this stuff or how I'm going to be doing it, because right now my approach on life is to go things at the pace that I think is best, that I think services me the best. And maybe it's not just diving into something right away, but at the same time, I don't want you guys to ever think I'm going to go somewhere. This channel is never going to close down. I'm always going to post up videos, but I'm going to do a little bit more casual and a little bit more at my pace. Maybe a video a month, right? I don't know. Who knows, right? It's whatever. But I guess what I'm saying is I'm happy with a lot of stuff right now, and I want to keep that ball rolling. Not with everything, right? There's a couple things I'm still a little wish I could fix, but like I feel better. You know, my relationships with my friends, my relationships with my family, with my kids, my wife has been better, and I just feel more motivated. And it's kind of funny, not to dwell on this too much, but like spiritually, not in a religious sense, but like just like for my soul, like who I am and how I feel about who I am. I feel good about it, right? And it's just because I'm always thinking and always listening and always doing, and taking all this information and sorting it out has been really good for me. And comics has been very therapeutic for that too. So I just kind of want to give you guys an update on what's going on. I don't want you to think that I'm disappearing again for another 6 months. That's not the case. I'm probably next weekend post up my comic book, my Batman comic book breakdown, because I was actually working on the list today while I was at Dairy Queen getting a blizzard for the missus, right? That brings me to my last thing, right? This is eventually going to disappear over the next few months. My wife and I are looking for a new place to live. It's very in the beginning stages, but wherever we do decide to live, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a lot of my figures in storage, a lot of my comics in storage. Not selling them. Oh, fuck no. I love this shit too much. But with 2 children, I realized something, right? I had a certain door lock on my door, and my kid was able to get through it and just went to town on my toys. And I figured I have about everything I need when it comes down to figures. I haven't bought a new figure in a while. Well, that's not true. I bought that new Batgirl figure. But putting all that aside, like, I'm okay with storing these up for a couple years until my kids are old enough that they're not going to rampage my house, and put my comics somewhere and store it up and kind of keep them safe. So if I do start posting videos, I mean, the background's going to change, probably be a different place, and you won't have this lovely setup that I have right here. God damn, I love looking at it. I just do. It's looking amazing. But yeah, so I mean, that's going to happen. And that's another reason why I've been so busy lately. So I wanted to say thank you to everyone that always supports me. I appreciate you kind of sticking through me during this this period, this time of rebirth. No pun intended. But not just that, on also finding myself and finding what works best with me. I promise I will post up some more videos in the near future, but I will also promise it's going to be at my leisure. So with that said, thank you so much again for all your support, and this is Andrew saying peace out for now.